to Mugs 2, a sequel to the classic hit Mugs 1, which was a big hit a couple of years ago. This isn't so much a direct sequel as it is a making of documentary slash sequel. Making of documentary without any making of footage, except for me and my memories of it. So I think it's relevant and current that I talk about it, because mugs are, they never really leave the public. The public's always thinking about mugs, drinking from mugs, talking about mugs. Not so much my movie, but the physical implement that we drink from, whether it's coffee or tea. Certainly, just the fact that people use them so often warrants a sequel, even if the original didn't exactly, get big numbers. But that's not always the most important aspect of a film or any art. Sometimes an artist just feels the drive and feels the need before the public is ready to really hear about it. And I feel that's the position we're in today, where I'm sensing a need for these mugs, movies, films, and that's why I think a sequel is definitely warranted. Sequel slash making of documentary. I would say that this is the Rambo 2 of making of documentaries. But the story behind each mug and how it relates to me, really. The first mug that I want to talk about is a very popular mug. The classic Lance Meadows. This is a big, hefty mug. Very wide base. It has a very wide base. It keeps the heat. I love this mug for the heat that it keeps, and the coffee you drink from it stays hot for forever. It's almost like a travel mug for the non-traveler like myself. So small opening, big wide base, retains heat. So if I'm in the mood to just sit and relax and I don't want to immediately drink my coffee, this is the mug that I go for. If I'm say working on something, easily distracted, this is the mug that I'm looking for, and the mug that I'll go to. My dad got this. He worked for Parks Canada, and he got a Lance Meadows cup, I believe, for doing work at the park. He was a landscape architect, and he did work at a park, the Lance Meadows Park. It's a National Historic Site in Canada, and they really made a really fantastic mug, and I'm glad that I now am able to talk about it on this video. drink from a lot, and this is just a simple coffee mug, nothing on it, no detailings, but you can see it is thick. It's very thick, and it's well built. But this is the mug that I'll choose whenever I'm feeling like I don't want a mug to represent anything. You know, when I just want a simple cup of coffee without any, meta analysis. Just a clear, simple, honest mug. I've had this mug for a long time. Not a lot of sentimental value in this puppy, and I think it deserves a special shout out for that. No markings at all, and yet still, it is just close to my heart, dear to my heart, because I think it really represents that kind of simplicity that I strive for, and that non-commercialization that I'll always strive for in all my endeavors. And this mug can really draw that out of me when I'm going for pure simplicity. Two mugs that I drink from a lot are my Star Wars mugs. I've got, a humorous one here. That's the expressions of a stormtrooper, and of course they just wear masks, so there are no expressions. And they have a lot of examples. For example, angry stormtrooper, happy stormtrooper, sad, confused, sleepy, cheerful, frustrated, excited. But they're all the same picture. Again, a well-built, solid mug. I've dropped this one a few times, and it stood the test of time. This mug's very interesting. It was a Force Awakens mug. Now, I'm not a big fan of the new Star Wars in general. Well, at all, really. I'm not a fan of them. I didn't think they were very good. They were good movies, well acted and special effects, but really I feel like it broke my heart too much that the Thrawn trilogy just wasn't directly made into a movie. Growing up, we were told that that's what happened, so whenever they released those books, we were told this is the truth. And so any deviation from that, I just could never get on board with it. And no matter how well acted those movies were, or how exciting some of the parts are, just my brain couldn't wrap around that change in history. 'Cause to me it's like, well, what is that now, a lie? Like, you did say this is what happened. It was official, George Lucas approved Thrawn trilogy, all the extended universe. I wouldn't have held those movies to all the extended universe, but certainly there were a backbone that you could have more than drawn from, that should have been made in the Thrawn trilogy. Really should have been it. The initial Thrawn trilogy, not the duology that came out later. That would have been far superior. But the mug